Welcome to the Dog Chug. Roger Ed, how's it going tonight?
Great, Ed.
It's going real well, Andy. But you know what? We didn't win $54,000, Andy. So you know what? Let's talk about you. You know what I'm saying? So everybody says I want to talk about me, but tonight, my friend, I want to talk about you. You did some big things in Cleveland, Ohio over the past weekend. And you know what? I want to say this. I documented them. We were cheering from Columbus, Andy, as you made your move. You were like a horse in the Kentucky Derby, you know, taking down horses, been taking down opponents at the poker table. And you did some extraordinary things, Andy mentioned. So why don't you tell the Dog Chug Nation out there what happened?
Well, first of all, don't play a poker tournament on Mother's Day. That did not go well. Bad idea. Didn't really quite expect to be there on Sunday, but there I was and missed the entire day. I didn't just get home like towards the evening after the kids were in bed. I got home at like 12. Not great. So I have a little bit of damage control to do, but fortunately, I did win some bucks. So hopefully, I can make Heather. And big shout out to her for taking care of the kids on Mother's Day. That's what a scumbag I am. I'm just a straight degen scumbag. I feel really bad about that.
You got no heart.
Yeah.
No heart.
Piece of shit.
We've always suspected that. But
hey, what's the plan for Father's Day? You going to Vegas and having her watch the kids all week?
She's going to go to the spa all day long on Father's Day, and I'm going to be changing diapers. And
I get it. It's a reversal. I get it. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. That'll be great. I can't wait. Anyway, it wasn't amazing.
No, congratulations. That was awesome. Yeah, people, I'm going to tell you, one of a person that follows me, two of them that, the ones that I'm rooting for a guy I've never met before. You had complete strangers, Browns fans, you know, our Twitter people, our ex people, rooting for you, man. And I kind of was half paying attention, like to X in general. And I see Andy. I'm like, what's Andy up? I thought it was a Chug video at first. And then I think you're at like some church thing, like benefit on Mother's Day with your wife, like having fun at some poker benefit for Mother's Day. But no. Andy's bellied up to the tournament table on Mother's Day. And I loved it. You became my hero, you know. So.
Well, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can do it again. And I will say little tip, if you ever make $54,000 at the poker table, go ahead and tell them you want that in a check, because they just gave me cash, and I don't know if you don't know how much $54,000 is in cash, but it's like this big, and it drew a crowd. It was very uncomfortable.
I want to ask you this: of the 54 grand being Mother's Day, you came home with it. How much of that money do you actually have? Considering it was Mother's Day, 54 grand, and you had to come home at midnight to your wife. How much of that money is actually do you possess now?
Well, I will say I went to go get Arby's yesterday, and I used what I had left, and I had to stop at the bank.
So. Here you go. Heather, congratulations. Happy Mother's Day.
I still think you're a winner, because I shout out to Arby's if you want to sponsor the show, but Arby's sounds pretty good.
Hey, I love the beef and cheddars.
Yeah, I mean, we're big Arby's fans here. So,
and I'm sorry I didn't win. Being a Clevelander,
that was awesome.
Won the win, and I was playing against people from Pittsburgh, which was really annoying. The last 3 out of the last 4 people, it was me against 3 people from Pittsburgh. How annoying that I couldn't. I eliminated one of them, but the other 2 got me. Fucker. Anyway, hopefully I'll be back someday soon.
Cheers to that, Andy. Cheers.
All right. Well, that's fun. Let's move it along. We like to keep our Dog Chug brethren updated with what's going on in the sports world. So let's do the Dog Chug updates. Roger, I think we're going to start with you.
I'm first, right? All right, here we go. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they lost embarrassingly to the Boston Celtics in what would make fans question the future of the franchise. But fortunately, it was as if the game was played on Peacock TV because nobody in Cleveland witnessed it, as we're all too busy getting excited about what order we play our football games in this season and what week the bye week is. Just in case you had any questions just how big of losers we are in this town, we get more excited about dates than we do our Cavs fighting for their conference championship lives. And Andy, That's why I live to fight on social media. If I don't strive to make our fans tougher, who will?
It's a great point.
Mm,
It is kind of loser mentality.
It's a loser mentality.
yeah.
Spoken from a poker loser. All right. The Cleveland Browns will play 4 primetime games this season, which is a sign for some that the NFL views the Browns that they'll be competitive for a second consecutive season. But the Dog Chug had our analyst nerds crank out the numbers, and we can confirm all of our primetime games will be played after November 21st, which will obviously be after Watson goes on IR after getting a mosquito bite. Winston gets a bad case of clackety claws after he eats too many crab legs and can no longer grip the football. DTR checks himself into a mental health facility after Njoku eats his bagel that had DTR's name on it. And Tyler Huntley, he gets AIDS from Jimmy Haslam. But the Browns will be rolling after Andrew Berry reanimates the corpse of Dwayne Haskins, who will still be cold, but heats it up more than he did during his insane college playoff run with the Ohio State Buckeyes. And they'll have the Browns rolling. Look forward to that.
Wow.
Goodness. How about that?
Yeah, it's 10:10, and Dan Gilbert is pecking away at his computer, drafting an email to relieve JB, whose initials apparently stand for justifiably bounced. Also, Darius's initials stand for disappearing glory, and Mobley stands for energy MIA. In other news, it turns out that after LeBron left, the CC went from Cleveland Cavaliers to can't close.
Oh.
Ouch. All right. To much fanfare, the Cleveland Guardians and Nike unveiled the 2024 Guardian City Connect jerseys. Judging from most accounts on social media, the Nike brand that intended to capture the culture of professional sports cities has hit a home run with most Guardians fans. There's a small minority of Cleveland baseball fans that have not accepted the name and logo change of this franchise and continues to criticize ownership for caving to political pressure and the woke movement. Rejected mock-ups have surfaced of alternate City Connect uniforms to represent the culture of this small, miserable portion of disgruntled Cleveland fan base. Never made it past the design stage of the process.
Wow.
And that came out, yeah.
Well, that's something.
That's definitely not a marathon patch on their sleeves, Roger. You know, that's definitely not a marathon.
It came up a little early, something we had a glitch.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well,
that was.
Well, you know, we are the Dog Chug. We are the Dog Chug.
All right. Well, typically we have a top 10, but we're going to save that for a little bit later in the show. So I think right now we could bring on today's featured guest. We're really excited to have him. We've been trying to get this guest lined up pretty much since first 2 months of the Dog Chug, but we just couldn't get the schedules to ever, come together. But we're excited to have him on tonight. So welcome to the Dog Chug. His first time being on the Dog Chug. Ross, welcome to the Dog Chug, Ross.
What's up, guys? I got the Fatheads Metro Parks beer that they just came out. It's pretty solid.
Wow.
This ain't no Miller Lite shit, Andy, that you have in your hand. And I don't know what Ed's drinking. I know he's not a big drinker.
I mean, it's...
Oh. See, there's the thing. I've watched the Dog Chug for a little bit. I watched those first couple episodes you did. Then Ed became a member, and I stopped watching. And then he was on for a long time. And then he was out again, and I started watching again. The show was solid. So I just haven't been able to catch up in a while. I've missed a few, but I'm glad you guys reached out because all these other fake Browns podcasts out there, they're not covering the team all year. They just cover the team when it's convenient, kind of like today with the schedule release.
Yeah,
they were all sleeping, and all of a sudden they exist again. I don't get it.
And me and Roger, we took a very hard look at ourselves, and we realized we were just getting too big for our britches. The ratings were going up too much. We were getting too big. We were losing the identity of the show. So we brought Ed back, which cleared the ratings way back down to the old days. And now we're having fun again. We're humble.
That's good.
Wow,
I saw your Nazi jokes are back, so that's good.
Well, there was a glitch there where the picture went out way too early, went on the screen way too early. as a producer. We need
We
a
need
new
to get a
producer,
producer because that well, I don't know.
Have you ever produced a podcast before? You looking for a gig?
Who's producing yours right now?
You know what though? I'll be honest with you because you know you have the same lame jokes against me, you and Andy. I love to see the collaboration, but some could argue even if we had Ross, even if you were back producing the show tonight, it'd be the same show.
Back producing. What are you talking about? This is Ross's first time on the show.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Ross, I have to say you look very natural on the show. Like I feel like we have a good flow and everything. Like it's like you've been here the entire time. So.
I appreciate it. I mean, I've only talked for like 30 seconds, but I'll take the praise.
Sometimes you just get a feeling about a person, like the opposite of how I feel about Ed. It's great.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You throw these lame jokes, you guys collaborate, and then I throw a joke back, and Andy's like, "Nope,
Just
gotta go back."
How I feel. Why is everything a joke to you? Can you take anything serious? All right.
Yeah, one thing though, I wasn't sure what time the show started because I was reading through one of Roger's tweets and I couldn't make it to the end of it.
I should put on the promo to start reading that at least at 9:35.
Okay.
You should put at the end of one of your tweets like a special code word, and if anyone says that code word, they automatically get like $100. Let's test if anyone gets to the end.
You're the one with 53 grand. You're gonna pay 100. Hey, if you're gonna fork over $100, I'll do it. I did once where I put in the promo at the bottom, one of the last sentences, something about Jessica, and she never saw it. She never read it all the way through.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
invited her on the show tonight. She never even knew. Yeah.
We're gonna get to the top 10 today. It's gonna be a little bit special. We're gonna have Roger and Ed are gonna battle. They're gonna go back and forth, and they're gonna
be great.
They haven't shared each other's top 10s, top 5s, I guess. They're gonna do 5 each. So they're just gonna battle. And then Ross, since you're the guest, what I'd like you to do is to say, you know what, Roger's this round was funnier, or Ed's was better. Pick a winner, and then we'll go 5 rounds, and we'll see who is declared the top 10 champion.
All right.
Right. I'm starting it with reading the thing, and then we doing it now? We're starting now?
Let's start. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm into my wine. Let me put the wine away. Oh, some 19 Crimes, some red, good red wine right there. All right. What we got, Ed and I came up with, and we're going to alternate back and forth. And this is the top 10 reasons the NFL schedule release date hits so hard in Cleveland. Here we go. Number 10. In Cleveland, it's always maybe next year. Schedule release day next year.
Like it.
Number 9. Those goddamn draft prospect stories will finally stop, and they'll start writing about weekly matchups until minicamp.
So I got to judge. So Rodgers versus Ed in this first round.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like I got to go with the Roger on this one.
All right,
Roger. LOL.
To nothing.
I know we're at the top, Ed. It's okay. You're probably saving the bangers for the end. I understand.
He always saves the best ones for the end.
I didn't write that one. I'm okay with it.
Oh, you got a ghostwriter, Ed? I didn't know that. I didn't know there were ghostwriters that made such corny posts on Twitter.
I'm just telling the truth. Just telling the truth here.
All right, round 2.
Number 8. Got to know what dates are sad Muni lot drinking days. Sad Muni lot drinking days.
Number 7.
I didn't write that one, so I don't care what the score is.
The Cavs obviously aren't it.
Ooh. Oh God, I got to go with that on this one. That one,
Ed, you won that round.
That one's tough, but it's true.
Ross, you are doing a great job judging. I'm 2 for 2 with you so far.
All right, cool.
Oh, all right. Number 6 is easier to set up therapist appointments for Brown season depression well in advance.
Okay, it's good. Like that.
Number 5. Nick Carn's fucking head would explode if he had to hold his schedule release hype post a minute longer than already scheduled.
Okay. This is actually a close one. I like both.
I'm voting for that one, Ed, because I wrote it.
I like Rodgers a lot. I mean, the planning with the therapist. I mean, that's textbook Browns fandom right there.
All right. I would have gone the Nick Carnes one. That wouldn't made me laugh.
I like the schedule and schedule being in the same sentence. That was a good touch, Ed.
Yeah, he wrote both of them, so congratulations, Roger. Those were nice.
Number 4, in Cleveland, baseball only matters June to July.
Number 3. This year's LeBron back to the Cavs talk won't start until Bronny pre-draft visit to the Cavs is scheduled.
Hmm.
Bronny back to the Cavs. That one's more factual. I'm gonna go with the previous
What's more
one.
factual?
I think the better ones are at the 10 through 4, 10 through 5. I mean, should shuffle these around, guys.
All right. So
Seems like
who'd
you
you
crammed
go
this
for?
in. Did you guys cram this
Who's
for the
winning?
show? I feel like you're not taking me very seriously as a guest.
All right, let's go double or nothing on the last round. This is the biggest round.
Okay.
This is for all the marbles. Let's go.
All right. Number 2, it's all fans got when you trade all your fucking draft picks and our Super Bowl is gone.
And the number 1 reason why the NFL schedule release date hits so hard in Cleveland is so you know when to say fuck Pittsburgh a little louder than the rest of the calendar days.
See?
Gotta get a fuck Pittsburgh in there. Anytime that
Yeah,
happens,
I got to vote for you, Ed.
can I give
Damn
him,
it.
Can I give him 4 votes, Andy? 'Cause
Yes.
Fuck Pittsburgh is all that matters, really.
Yes.
You are the
I'm
top
voting for Ed.
Yeah, good job.
Man, I was really worried that we wouldn't be saying
And
fuck
it's
Pittsburgh
clean
today.
sweep.
Here we are. Good.
All right, Ed, you are now in charge of the top 10, which means you have
Oh,
full
no.
authority.
That's not what I don't want. No, I don't want that. I don't
Wait,
want
you're
that.
telling me Ed's getting more airtime because I gave him more votes?
No. Roger won. Roger's the winner.
I'm rescinding my votes ASAP.
Ed, it was okay. Joan Collins sat in for Johnny. Leno sat in for Letterman. Don't worry.
Oh.
So Andy,
Well, that was a fun.
Andy, those,
that was
uh,
fun. That was fun.
Those
that
chug
was-
videos you do, Andy, do you do those before the dog chug? Because that's the only way I could imagine handling these guys.
Yeah. No, I should start doing that, though. I'm going to start
Hey,
doing
Ross, if you want, you could join a chat with us. Not really anybody talks, and it's just me and Ed.
Oh,
A couple
really?
other people in it.
You
Yeah.
guys send dick pics in there? I might join in.
I'm going to add you.
That's a sad chat. Oh, God.
Hey, if our internal chat was a show, we'd be millionaires. We'd be hated, we'd be viled, and but I think we'd do really well.
All right. Now we're gonna. The schedule came out, and I know a lot of these podcasts have like these really lame, what Browns are gonna win October 27th in Houston, like whatever. Shut up. So what we're gonna do a little different. We're gonna go through the schedule, and we're gonna go around the horn, and you guys are all gonna get a chance to say what you think is gonna happen in that game. You could come up with a prediction. You don't have to. You can just tell us what you think is gonna happen. I don't care. And then if everyone agrees, I guess we're gonna chug. This is
Yeah.
So this is gonna be fun. So I'm not gonna participate. I'm gonna be the moderator here. So we'll
We
start.
want you to chug, Andy, but we want you to
I'll chug,
chug.
I'll
when we
chug.
okay.
But
No, I think I got the wrong copy of the. You'll tell us who's up
Yeah, I'll tell you. So we
because
start.
I got a copy of it, but I don't think it's the right order.
We start off with the Dallas Cowboys come
Right.
to Cleveland. Roger, what do you think is gonna happen?
Well, it's Tom Brady's first game in a booth, and Brady's going to will the Browns to win because he thinks that one time Mike McCarthy hit on him at a Pro Bowl. So Tom Brady got the jinx in on Mike McCarthy, and the Browns are going to walk away. Plus, listen, Prince Rusty Watson does just enough not to lose the game for us, and the Browns win. 4:00 game at home to open the season.
All right. I don't think I followed all of that, but really good job there, Roger. Ross.
Oh God, what? So what is this? The battle of quarterbacks who've been accused of sexual misconduct? I believe. Dak Prescott's got something floating out there too, doesn't he?
There was something, but I think it kind of
Yeah.
got swept under the rug.
I mean, we have that going on in our own quarterback room. You don't even have to go to the.
So that'll be the highlight, I guess, of the day. Not Tom Brady so much. Oh, I think the Browns will overhype the fan base by getting a Week 1 win again, and make the Dallas Cowboys keep suffering like they have been. It just seems like the perfect Week 1 story.
All right, Ed.
Well, here's the thing. Roger picked up on it, but Tom Brady's first game in the booth. Think about this, though. With the Cowboys and the Browns, you got characters such as Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Deshaun Watson. And then you got Tom Brady on the mic. Too bad it wasn't on Netflix and they would have a roast. But I think what's going to happen is Browns roast the Cowboys 28-17.
Wow.
What do you
Right.
read?
Wow,
What's
look
the
at that.
teleprompter, Ed?
That was
I'm not
good.
reading a teleprompter. I'm just looking straight into the screen. Oh.
By the way, where do you guys fall on like the whole? Like, you guys probably watched the roast. It was pretty funny. I watched it. It was good. But he kind of came out. It's his roast. Like it's his project, I believe. Tom Brady like is part of the executive producer or whatever, and he decided to roast him first. But like he came out and kind of said negative things about the experience because like his kid, it affected his
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
How old are his kids, by the way? I don't even like.
There's some. I think they're.
He's got one
teenager
that's a
or-
lot older. Like that's not.
Well,
from
yeah, and
the
then he's
NFL.
got some. I mean, I could understand if they were, but I don't know. Like he had to have known that going into it. Like I don't know.
You prepare your
could've-
kids, or you tell them not to watch. I don't know.
He could have told them
Yeah.
they're off limits.
My kids talk shit about me. That they would have no problem with a roast of me. They would
I
have no problem.
guarantee if Peyton
Next
Manning
week on Dog Joke.
had done the roast, he would not talk about his kids. He would have laughed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Brady he's the best to be a quarterback, but his post NFL career, I just don't see it. Let's see what happens. All right.
He's a weirdo.
Let's move on to then we go to Jacksonville, a team that we should have faced in the postseason had they not collapsed. We get our chance to go there now, and what's going to happen? Ross, what do you think?
Well, I mean, this is in my opinion, with the Browns starting 1-0 after beating Dallas. You know, they're going to go down there. They're going to be on the road for the first time. Someone's going to get hurt. We're all going to bitch about it because that's what happens. There's going to be some superstar that gets his injury, and that's why we lost. That'll be our excuse. And Trevor Lawrence will probably just do something incredible for no reason because he's playing the Browns. So that's an L.
All right. That's sad. Ed?
Didn't we all agree that the Browns are going to beat the Cowboys? So we never chugged from the first one. I think we should chug.
Good call it. Keep it
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
because here's why I say that. Unfortunately, but fortunately for the Browns, I disagree with you, Ross. I think coming off a big 1-0 victory over the Cowboys, which I think it's going to propel us to beating a Jacksonville team that is just they're not good at home. One thing about Jacksonville is they always start out slow and they always got to win like. I know last year they collapsed, but usually they're one of those teams where they really kind of start out slow and they don't play well in Duval County, Florida. Now their real home is probably in London because that's a team that always plays there. But no, Browns get it done and they move to 2-0.
All right. 2-0. And by the way, if anyone is out there in the comments and wants to weigh in, please do. It brings the energy. We love it. Roger.
Well, first of all, it's Urban Meyer bobblehead day.
Hey.
In Jacksonville. So that's a big day for them. And then it's a home game that's not in London or in Cuba. They're playing in Cuba 3 games. So I think the Browns, because they'll have jet lag because they practice in Taiwan. So by the time they get to Florida, the Browns easy victory. Rusty Watson again, little rusty, does enough not to lose the game.
Does the bobblehead? I just have a question. I know you're in the meetings with bobblehead. Does the bobblehead have like a 20-something-year-old like grinding?
That's what it is. Is he's laying on a bar and she bounces on his head.
Can we please? I'm going to take some of my poker money and create that bobblehead.
Sometimes I forget when I'm on here, Andy, that I'm not in Columbus.
Anyone that posts in our chat, I'll send you one of these amazing bobbleheads. It's going to be hilarious. All right, are we doing the whole the entire 17-week season?
I mean, it is the whole schedule.
Yeah, you can jump around. I mean, it's a long season.
Well, I'm
I
excited.
don't want to do preseason.
We'll just say win or loss. We'll just say win or loss because I want to chug.
No,
This whole point
there's
was
some
to
good jokes
chug.
here. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
chug.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Okay.
didn't-
My,
agree on
my
that one.
agent gave me a 1 hour time limit, by the way. So anything over that, I charge $10 every $5 minutes. So
Deal. We have a budget now that my poker career came through.
where'd all that homage shit go? Where's that homage money, guys? I heard you guys were
Right here.
sponsored. What the
Look at
hell?
this.
We got homage on.
All
All
right.
right. Week 3, the New York Giants come to Cleveland. Interesting team, the Giants right now. I don't know where they're at. Ed, what's going to happen?
Browns 3-0, baby. 3-0. Beat the G-men.
Nice. Roger.
I'll give him a W. I'll give him a W. Three home games in a row. How about that, right?
No, Jacksonville's already.
Oh, they're on the road. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Jackson, they open. Yeah, okay.
It's
Second one game on the road. Right.
a home game for us because the majority
It
Because
is.
they're not in London.
Yeah.
Because they're not
Well,
in
that
London.
and then there's a lot of retired Jews in the area down there at that from Beechwood that are Browns fans.
Mm.
So
Ah,
Makes sense.
okay.
Okay. Lou.
there is
I under-
large Jewish community from Cleveland down there.
okay. Next we play at Las Vegas. I'll be there for sure.
Ah,
Imagine
Roger?
that.
Am I going to witness a Browns win, or am I going to be at the poker tables?
Mm. We know the
it's
answer.
a 420,
Come on.
425 game. Shit.
Roger.
What's our first L?
Mm.
Okay.
And it's where is it? Vegas, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, we never beat the Raiders. I don't care what happens, how it happens. We could be winning by 4 touchdowns with 3 seconds left, and we're going to lose to the Raiders. Never fails. We can't beat the Raiders.
Damn.
Ever since Brian Sipe threw that horrible pass on second down to triple covered Ozzie Newsome, we haven't been able to beat the fucking Raiders.
You would
Very angry.
maybe this
upset.
year things change. Ross, what do you think?
For the Raiders game, shit, I don't know. One of the only people with a worse contract than Deshaun Watson is Gardner Minshew. He's getting paid way too much to be a starter.
Gardner Minshew.
Be a starter when he's like a career backup. So we got this one just for that fact alone. I'm even gonna say Deshaun's better than him, and I'm not good about saying Deshaun being good either. So
Yeah, but don't forget,
Minshew minced us up.
Deshaun will have the mosquito bite by then, so he'll be out for the season.
a lot
Hey.
of temptation in that city too.
Roger, like I have to disagree, and here's why. You say the Browns never beat the Raiders. They did, and I remember a game in which Eric Metcalf 4 touchdowns and a quarterback, and I just wanted to say his name is the only reason why I'm bringing up this story, but Phil Cox, 4 touchdowns, Browns 28-16 over the Raiders, and they get it done this year. 4th win of the year, 4 touchdowns for Phil Cox, but the Browns get it done, Andy. 4 is, and guess what? Deshaun Watson, number 4. 4s are wild in Vegas, so if you go out there, 4's your lucky number, and the Browns get it done.
So amazing. Like you're projecting the most homerish thing to happen, 4-0, which all Browns fans love, but I could just feel Browns fans like closing the window as you were explaining, as you were saying Phil Cox for the 5th time. Anyway,
If you're a true Browns fan, you love Phil Cox.
there you
Actually, you don't. He was the guy that took over for Bernie Kosar. It was bad.
All right. Week 5, we go to Washington, and what are we at? Ross. What
Okay,
happened?
I'll kick it off. Who the hell is on the Washington Commanders anyway? I couldn't even name a damn player on the team. Who do they even draft? Did they get
Jaden Daniels,
Jaden
quarterback.
Daniels, yeah. If I can't name like even the quarterback they drafted, they must suck ass. So we're gonna beat them.
All right, Ed.
Well, this is an important year when it comes to who goes to Washington, but also who wins in Washington. Gonna be huge. The Cleveland Browns get it done 5-0.
5-0.
USA, and we are America's team.
In America's capital.
Thank you.
Roger.
Give us a W.
We got a W.
So that I have them with one loss so far.
Okay. And I think we all do we all agree on that
Chuck
one?
just
I think
that's
so.
Chug. Everyone chug.
That's the spirit, Andy.
I have to stop forcing around over here.
What a show the Dog Chug is. This is an amazing show. Ross, you should really join this shit.
Right, you should. If you're looking for a gig,
I don't know
So
if I want to, but you guys have to wow me a little bit.
the schedule maybe was a little soft early on, but it's starting to heat up a little bit. Now we have to go to Philadelphia. Hard place to play. Very, very angry fan base. They're very pissed off. Ed.
Unfortunately, this is where the Browns' first L happens in the city of brotherly love. It goes down, but yeah, it sucks. It's a fighting city of Philadelphia, but unfortunately, the Browns will hang tough. They will play close, but unfortunately, you got to get an L somewhere, and it's better to get it against an NFC opponent than an AFC opponent. So, okay, sorry, Kevin, but probably your first loss.
All right, Roger.
actually, I think we're going to beat the Eagles. I don't think Jalen Hurts. I think we beat the Eagles. I think there's a win.
Love that. Now have to chug, Russ.
Oh shit. Sorry, I was watching the Barking Browns. They actually know what they're talking about. Shit.
Hey,
The Eagles, yeah, we're gonna get our asses kicked. That offense is gonna come back in full force with Saquon Barkley and those two receivers. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna figure it out, even with Jason Kelce leaving at center. It's their bounce back year essentially. They're gonna kick our ass, and playing away doesn't help.
All right. Now we didn't agree on that one, so no chug. Now we're gonna host Cincinnati. We kicked Cincinnati's ass last year, right? Did we do it twice? I think we did. Can't remember. Did we beat the backup?
We beat him at home. I know that, and we lost the last game with that Driscoll. That guy. No,
Oh,
that was a
yeah,
meaningless
yeah,
game.
you're right.
It was
one
the last game of
Yeah.
the year. It was meaningless, and we didn't have to do anything.
Got it. Okay. Joe Burrow, some have said that he's not going to be healthy this year, that his injury, his wrist injury, is so severe. Some other have said that he's going to be back to the greatest quarterback in the NFL. Roger, you are a very intelligent guy. What do you think?
which one we're talking about? They come here or we go there?
They come here.
They come here first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Joe Burrow ain't even healthy by the time they get here. He's not even playing for him anymore. He's on the IR. Their season's over. Yeah, the Bengals already a dumpster fire before the season starts. Joe Burrow, he's already thinking of he wants to join Tom Brady. They're gonna, you know what? He's actually, him and Tom Brady are doing a telecast of that game.
Oh, looking forward to that.
Mm.
Ross, I don't know how you see it.
Oh
Maybe we
man. Well, so
just
we're at week 7, Bengals. Yeah, we're not gonna have Deshaun then. He's gonna be hurt. Or what? What did you say in your dog chug update?
Mosquito
That he
bite.
had
Mosquito bite.
mosquito bite. Yeah, he probably got bit by a mosquito like after the Eagles game, conveniently because he lost and looked like shit, and it was because of something. So that's the week it happened. He's out. Easy. We lose. Heck,
And the
what?
weird thing is, it was on his
Jameis
dick.
plays.
The mosquito bite was on his dick. How'd that happen?
Whoa. Yeah, that's the Deshaun Watson loss because he's not there. Wah wah. Oh no! I have to collect some guaranteed money by not playing. Oh no!
All right, Ed.
Don't make me take it.
Well, jeez. I think they're gonna win, and I think here's the thing. My thing is, I think Joe Burrow is gonna turn into the best quarterback. I think he's just so great. But here's the thing: it's never in Cleveland, basically. So the Browns get it done. And I'll say one thing about the mosquito bite to Deshaun's dick. Those dick riders out there, maybe they should tell Deshaun to, maybe put something on before they start riding it.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
Does this happen every week where Ed says stuff like this?
Yeah.
I was just piggybacking off of Andy's dog chug update of a mosquito bite on somebody's what, Andy? What was it again?
He got a mosquito bite on his dick, and it's
See,
That's hilarious.
Thank you. I didn't want to say it, guy. Then I come off as a crude guy.
All right. I mean, it's got to
Happened.
Can't. I've never had a mosquito bite on my dick before. All right. Next, we host the Baltimore Ravens, staying in the AFC North. We'll start with Ross.
Oh, Baltimore Ravens at home. Deshaun Watson is back from his mosquito bite dick injury. I wonder how do you think Adam Schefter tweeted that injury out? I just want him to say, like, he'd probably sell it, like his agent said, make this sound good.
He'll say like groin, probably.
Yeah.
Groin, but sources are telling me it's like the end of his shaft. I don't upper shaft near the mushroom stamp. Anyways, he's back. Lamar Jackson and him have a little run off. They each have more running yards than passing yards, and the defense is stepping up. Low scoring game. Browns win this one because we're gonna have a great home record. If it wasn't for Deshaun being out for his dick injury against the Bengals.
All right, Ed.
Browns get it done at home against the Ratbirds. Like I think to Ross's point, that defense at home is a different animal, and the Browns are definitely, I think, another 8-0, 7-1 season, and possibly on the lakefront. So yeah, they got to get this one, and they do.
Okay, Roger.
And this one's at home in Cleveland?
Yeah.
At home in Cleveland on the lakefront, and it's played in a severe rainstorm. The Browns win 2-0 on a Myles Garrett safety, and it's 2-0. Winston, he at this point of the season, Watson lives in Saudi Arabia, and he has 26 women massaging him at all the times, 24/7. And he's just like, fuck all of you. And Jameis Winston in this game, he has 0 picks because he has 0 attempts in the rain. So he throws no interceptions.
Nice.
Winston. And the Browns win 2-0 on Myles Garrett safety.
How's the
In a rainstorm.
How's the mosquito situation in Saudi?
Well, the best part about that, Andy, was no matter what he said, and I could see some points when he was talking that made us all kind of make some facial expressions. But we get to chug because we all agreed that the Browns get it done.
Yeah.
It's all chug.
Yep.
See, Chug, Ed, you are useful.
Yeah.
I'll take that back.
You keep us very focused. I appreciate that. All right. This has been fun. We're like halfway through the season. Maybe we should save the rest. But does anyone,
Yeah.
Roger, do you have any other amazing material prepared for like a different game?
Any other promotional bobblehead nights or anything?
Like the Saudi Arabia thing is pretty funny. Do you have another Saudi Arabia hilarious?
Then I came up with the top, but no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
We'll have to bring Ross back on next week to finish the second
You know what
half.
I really enjoyed?
Right.
That I caught that one dog chug.
Schedule game next week.
I caught that one dog chug
No,
episode where there was
wrong.
Future Andy. Remember
Yeah.
Future Andy? That guy was great. He was cool as shit. He probably has some intel on what happens from the schedule.
Unfortunately, like the technology, Terminator came and destroyed it because apparently I was
shit.
fucking with the timeline too much.
That
But
dude was cool as shit.
I am going to see the what do you call the
Artificial intelligence?
no, like the OB did that, so I gotta go see them. Whatever. Point is, we can probably get that technology going again. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? All right. So I guess right now we know halfway through the season the Browns are doing really well. Obviously, you guys can tell that based on how we all ranked. So we'll find out how it goes. Maybe later. Maybe we don't ever come back to this.
I know by the time they get to Denver, I do have it. By the time they get to Denver, they're going to be missing Russell Wilson so fucking bad. It's going to be so bad in Denver. It's going to be miserable. That the Browns, and at that point, Jameis Winston is on career interception 128, and the Browns are still defense is carrying them. So
Wow, 120 interceptions. That's
128. He's at 99 right now. Career. He has 99 career interceptions. Jameis Winston. I'm gonna do the count for him this year.
all right.
We're gonna try to get him to 130.
Looking forward to that. Every time Roger posts, every time Roberto Shenanigans posts, it's bound to get a lot of emotions going.
Hey,
So,
when
yeah.
they're in Denver, do you think D Haslam tries to bang Zach Wilson?
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean,
I wish Russell Wilson was still in Denver.
stop it. Obviously, she's gonna try.
Hey, Mike Tomlin wins with Duck Hodges, man. He wins with look at the quarterbacks he can win with. I'd rather see Russell Wilson. I wish he would have stayed in Denver.
All right. We're gonna move it along to Spit Sip Chug, a game that Ed created the name of, which is pretty exciting.
See, I said you were useful. I promise.
Yeah, Ed named it.
We got 4 here, and we got a couple Cavs questions, which is great because I hear Ross, you are a big Cavs expert, so
I
love to
wouldn't
hear
say
you.
expert, but I do enjoy me some NBA basketball.
Yeah, it's not Lysandra we have on, but Ross is good.
Yeah, she knows her shit.
She knows her shit. All right, Roger, we're gonna start with you. It hasn't been like the best episode, so we're gonna say to make it better, you can't sip. We're gonna push for greatness. No sipping.
I don't know. I opened this wine. I hope I have enough wine, but all right.
You chose wine, so now you're gonna have to deal with it.
I hope I
We're
have
gonna
enough.
start off. The Cavs next season should stick with JB Bickerstaff.
I really wish that I have a Cavs insider, and I like to sit back and see what they think, and then. So I'm gonna say, you know what? No, I think they should. Something's got to change, in the culture. I think people are gonna be moved. I know people think LeBron's coming back and Bronny's coming here. I completely disagree with that. But I think something's got to change, and usually it's the head coach. So I'm gonna. What am I spitting? Yeah, I'm spitting.
Yeah.
Cool. There.
I think JB's a great guy.
Great guy.
I think he was the right guy, maybe to bring in
Right guy.
make these guys believe in themselves, make them kind of start coming up together. But I think there is a little bit of lack of upside with him, and I don't know that the Cavs can attract a bigger fish. But I think it is time to get a new voice in here. I think I heard today he's like the 5th longest tenured NBA coach, which is insane because it feels like he was just hired a few years ago.
5 seasons, I think, right?
Yeah, crazy. But get a new voice in. I'm a big fan of JB's. Honestly, I will never say a bad thing about him, but except that I guess I feel like he has a lack of upside. Whatever. Let's move on. So I'm spitting. Ross?
Yeah, so I was like a JB defender last season to say, yeah, give him another shot when people were saying, oh, you lost so bad in the first round, get him out of here. But I defended him. I said, you know what, he keeps the guys together. They seem to like each other. But I'm gonna have to spit because he's got to go. It just feels like I didn't need tons of progress out of Mobley. But I needed a little more offensively, and the fact that it just didn't happen at all, it was just pretty embarrassing. I'm gonna put that 100% on the coach. Get an assistant, get someone to help you. If you're the people guy that everyone loves, be the people guy that everyone loves. And if you need X's and O's help and execution on the court, use your assistant coaches. You have when you see that sideline, there's 20 coaches on the side with I don't know, it's just a shit ton. There's more coaches than players. So just figure that shit out. I'm not really gonna put Darius Garland suddenly sucking at shooting on the coaches completely, but that might be a weird thing with him and Mitchell being on the same team more than anything. But yeah, JB's got to go. He's been here 5 freaking seasons. That seems crazy, but I guess a few of those are us just trying to rebuild and figure things out. So yeah, you'd see this all the time where you hire a new coach and the team figures it out. So let's just do it. There's no what you win. The risk of a new coach is what you lose 5 more games or you win 5 more games. It's not like this huge gamble with this current roster, at least.
Very true. All right, Ed.
Ross, I gotta say, Ross, you really should consider joining the show because we can use takes like that every week.
I don't know. That sounded a little too cohesive for me.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's dog chug
Yeah.
material.
I didn't make anyone laugh there, unfortunately. I
We're
know
already
that's what you guys
fitting
are
in.
all about.
No, you've made us laugh many times throughout the show, so props to you. Ed.
I'm making it a clean spit. I mean, let's be real. No matter what direction the Cavaliers go in, if it's they re-sign Donovan Mitchell and it's kind of just retinker with the roster and keep it like a veteran kind of win now roster, then it's just like when the Bulls fired Doug Collins and brought in Phil Jackson. You want a coach that's ready to take them to the next level. But let's be real. If Donovan Mitchell says no, Cleveland, and we do trade him, and maybe it is time for a rebuild, and then then you're still going to be shuffling pieces like Max Strus and stuff like that. You wouldn't need them. Then why overpay for something? So I think the roster could. And if you're going to go young, and if they happen to go young only because Donovan Mitchell decides not to sign an extension, then bring in a coach that has something to do with like Brad Stevens in Boston. Bring in a young coach that can develop these players. I think Evan Mobley is always worth taking a gamble on because of his unique unicorn, whatever. I know that term's been used in Cleveland and some people use it derogatory about him now. But no, here's the thing. You can make him into a stud. You just got to find the right voice to get him there. And whatever direction the Cavs go in, whether it be let's continue to keep winning or it's kind of a rebuild, JB Bickerstaff is not the voice. He's been there 5 years. So that's why I'm spitting.
All right. Real quick. This isn't actually a specific chug, but if the question was
Statement.
Kobe Altman, would you agree with spitting? So in other words, should Kobe Altman go?
I probably sip. It's kind of seems like the draft kind of fell in his lap. Like Darius Garland happened to be there at 4, I believe, when he drafted him, or wherever it was. And then
4,
Mobley fell to him at 3, and he had no choice but to take him. So like from a draft perspective, it was just luck. From free agency, it's like he did what he had to do to get Mitchell, and like any other team would have done that if they could. Like trading those picks away isn't that big a deal because
he missed on Colin Sexton and Isaac Okoro, and that kind of hurt because we could have had Halliburton.
Okoro could be a cheap piece potentially, so I'm not going to say that was the worst thing in the world.
And Lauri Markkanen has turned into a stud.
Mitchell, but we traded him for Mitchell, so I mean, he missed with
this offseason is the offseason where he will be 1,000% judged because you can figure things out whether you have Mitchell or you don't.
I think both are going to be relieved tomorrow, but
anyway. Oh wow, that quick you think?
JB definitely he'll be gone. I know JB 100% will be. I don't know Kobe Altman's thing because remember Dan Gilbert's reputation on the line if he fires a GM that he was all about. So I feel like Dan Gilbert's ego might keep Altman.
All right, fair enough. Interesting. All right, we're going to move on to statement number 2. I'm going to start with me on this one. Darius Garland is less likely to be here next season than Donovan Mitchell. Look, I have no idea. No one has any idea if Donovan Mitchell is going to stay with the Cavs. I think we can pay him more than any other team. We could also trade him. We won't get great value, obviously, with the trade since if we trade him, he doesn't want to be here. But so I have no idea if he wants to be here, if he doesn't want to be here. I have no idea if he like says, "Hey, I like these couple pieces. I want to coach." I have no idea what's on Donovan Mitchell's mind, but I don't think he's going to be here. Maybe it's just me being a pessimist, but I do know one thing: Darius Garland is so like below value. There's no reason you should trade this guy because I don't think you're going to get anything for him. I don't know what he's worth today, but he's got so much talent and he's got so much mental lack of ability right now. I think you got to roll it back with him next year and hope, he can find a better situation. I do know he looked much more comfortable in the game he wasn't playing with Donovan Mitchell. So I don't know. This is a very complicated question, but I think it's more likely Darius will be here. So I think I'm chugging. And Ross, you're the Cavs expert, so let's hear what you have to say.
I'm definitely spitting on this with you.
Well, he
chug. Wait, chug.
I think he meant to say spit, though.
Yeah, it's a spit.
Oh, yes, you're right. Spit.
Yeah, the way I took that.
That's what alcoholics do, Andy. They drink when they're not supposed to.
I'm putting like 80% chance Mitchell's gone. I mean, whether the LeBron being at the game, it meant something. We know how freaking cryptic LeBron is, and bringing his damn agent was so annoying. I mean, it's either LeBron coming to Cleveland and Mitchell leaving, or Mitchell leaving to go to Lakers with LeBron. That's one little breadcrumb trail there. But the other thing is, Mitchell, like, I think he still has, or not Mitchell, Garland still has a lot of trade value, believe it or not, because he's a point guard that's really solid at passing. I mean, what sucks is he seemed to have turnover issues and shooting problems this year, which sucks, but he can get right back to it. I mean, he still has a decent stroke. I don't think it's like the yips completely, where it's like, who was Markelle Fultz. Remember, he was the first overall pick, and he kind of had to figure it out. He had the yips, like, for years.
Yeah.
I mean, first overall pick and failing, but he still has plenty of value. But, like, we have no reason not to keep a guy like Garland, because he makes people around him better just because he's a passer. And if Mitchell leaves, then having Garland stay around will help the whole team. Whether he regressed a little bit or not, he's still a great passer. So I think we're keeping him definitely in the scenario Mitchell leaves. And even if Mitchell stays, that's where you might actually have a conversation about should these guys be together. But we'll save that for a future Spit Sip Chug, right? That seems like a future Dog Chug thing.
Okay, Ed.
Well, I don't want Andy to feel bad, so I'm chugging. But I really mean to spit.
Thank you.
You know, honestly, I think we all forget before Donovan Mitchell got here, and we were at Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and who else? We're doing the skills challenge, and they finished, and they got the little trophies, and you know I know they lost that playing game to Brooklyn, and then lost to Atlanta or whatever like that, but they were really doing something, and I think that. You know, I think things got kind of the growth of that team when Mitchell came, because it's not like Garland kind of took a reserve role, and he should, because like Mitchell is like the LeBron, and I think he should be like the Kyrie, but and understand it from that perspective. But I don't think Darius knew how to handle that. And to your point, Andy, how you talk about the mental makeup of Darius Garland, you're not wrong. I don't know if it's quite the yips that Markelle Fultz had, because that was more about shooting. He actually he couldn't even shoot. It was so. I don't think Darius has that problem. I think it's a when to shoot, and I think he turns it over because I think there's things he's trying to create too much to maybe get away from shooting, because so I don't know. I think Darius needs to fix his game that way, but I think it's a piece that, like to Andy's point as well, that it's a max player, but still at the production that we could possibly get from him, and you're not going to find anything for a better value than that. So, and plus, if we don't have Mitchell back, what other choice do you have? Because like I said, Mobley was looking really good when it was just Jarrett Allen, Mobley, and Darius Garland, and I think with a couple other pieces and first-round picks that you would get maybe for Mitchell, I don't think that, if that's the worst-case scenario, Cavs fans, it's not gloom and doom like it was when LeBron left.
Okay, Roger.
Hey, that was pretty good. Here's what I got to say about this. LeBron and his wife. You see his wife? She had a big giant hat on. It looked like that was like Humpty Hump had a hat like that. Sitting in the front row, like everybody's way with their big giant hat. And LeBron, they were here scouting, right? They were scouting Donovan Mitchell because he needs to build another super team, because that's how he needs to win championships, is to build on a super. So he's scouting him to take him to LA. So Darius Garland has to be here. We're going to have to pick up the pieces of that. And I think Darius Garland, I think he leads with the chin. Thank God he's not a boxer. He's constantly taking shots to the head, man. And I think he's it's a lot of mental for him coming back from the injuries that he had. And I think by next year, I think Darius Garland's going to be fine. I don't think Donovan Mitchell, I don't know what's going to happen.
All right. Excuse me. All right, we're going to move on to statement number 3. Hopefully I can remember the statement and get this right this time. Evan Mobley's series against the Celtics is a sign that he can become the dominant player that we all needed him to be. Ross.
I'm gonna chug. Because if you can do it against that Celtics team that plays good defense, they're very complete. And remember, Mobley is actually dominant on defense. So he's got half of that game. They're like significantly dominant. He got Defensive Player of the Year votes last year, and he continued that trend. It's just people forgot about it because his offense didn't improve, so people just didn't want to talk about Evan Mobley at all. But he can get there. I mean, I saw there were some good signs. He just has to. It's just so hard for us short people. We're short compared to Evan Mobley, okay? To understand that it's not that easy to just dunk every time or get into the rim every time because he's playing against athletic, bigger guys. But we saw signs that he could do it in a playoff series against the best team in the East. I mean, that's definitely something you got to take away. He's still super young. Everyone says he's 22. Come on, that's a fair argument. And we did play the best team in the East. So, yeah, I was impressed by it. I guess these last 2 games, knowing we were going to lose, was a good audition for him to say, hey, I can do something, and he proved it, essentially. If I take anything positive out of these losses, it's Evan Mobley.
All right. Ed.
I am definitely chugging as well. And like I said, when we were talking about JB Bickerstaff and the coaching search, I think Evan Mobley and I think even Darius Garland, they need a young coach to come in and just teach them a young coach maybe that with some mental toughness, but also be a guy that can move the offense. Because let's be real, I want to keep Jared Allen too. I love the offense, how it was moving the ball. You can say what you want about the wins and losses before Donovan Mitchell got here, and when I talk about the Allen and Garland and with Mobley, they were moving the ball. That was fun. I know that we lost to Atlanta and Brooklyn in those playing games or whatever you want to call them, but we were moving the ball and it was fun. And we thought it was a shock that we even got Donovan Mitchell. So I think we all as Cavs fans need to realize no matter what happens this summer, have the same optimism that we had maybe after that season, because it's not like Darius Garland. Look, I think it's a mental thing, but he'll get over it. I think with Mobley, it's a mental thing. He just needs to learn the tools to become that dominant player that he has the skill set to do. So I'm not worried. As a Cavs fan, I think we should be optimistic and feel good about this team no matter what happens with Donovan Mitchell. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate, this is not like when LeBron left us. We're not high and dry this time. This team still has superstars to be a playoff team. And I think, look, I'm usually the one making fun of Cleveland. And like I do it out of love and what fun, but I'm being realistic. I'm being real with you. This Cleveland Cavaliers team is just where the Guardians are too. They got young talent and their window is the next 2 to 3 years. And if Kobe Altman keeps his job and makes all the right choices, it's hard to do, this Cavs team's going to be fine, people.
Yeah.
I'm chugging again. I like my answer. I'm chugging again.
Yeah, remember that team 2 years ago when like Nick Carnes was like jerking off to Ricky Rubio? Like those were the days.
Well, and we're not that much different than those teams were, just minus Mitchell if he decides not to stay.
Yeah, totally. It's that sharing the ball thing. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Roger.
Oh my goodness! You know what? I'm old. I've done a lot of drugs. I drink a lot of alcohol over the years. I'm halfway through a bottle of wine right now, but I can still remember last year's show at this time when we were talking about the Cavs after the playoffs, after the season over, and Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, how they're actually the future, and they're just at the beginning of it, like you said, like the Guardians. I think you put on a couple more pounds. You know what? The key with Evan Mobley is to get him into mismatches, and that's how he wins in basketball with his skill set, is to get him into mismatches. I think, like you said, they're just. I think the Donovan Mitchell was
Experiment?
I don't think it was a. I don't know, man. It was an attempt, and if it worked or didn't work, that core was still going to be there, you know. And I think that's how Kobe Altman looked at it. I think if they don't do something with him now, he has to play one more year, but they get nut right.
Right.
So, I mean, whether it be before the season or at the trade deadline, they'd be best to get rid of him to get something for him if he doesn't sign an extension here, which I don't see. I don't know. I don't see it happening. He did, I mean. Did we see him play the last game that he's ever played for us?
Maybe.
So.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm just going to say, like, the best, whatever. It felt a little bit like the Cavs were a broken team heading into this playoff series. And, we could beat the Magic, especially when we were up 2-0. But it did feel a little bit like, okay, what's the prize of beating the Magic? We're just going to get our asses kicked against the Celtics, which is exactly what happened. And as a fan, it was like, do I really want to witness that happening? It was fun, so I'm glad it happened. But the one positive that I took away from the series against Celtics was the experience that Evan Mobley got from being in a big spot, the Eastern Conference champions, playing a team that kicks our ass 9 times out of 10. He played big. He played way bigger than I remember him playing against the Knicks. He made some amazing plays pretty consistently, especially throughout these last couple games. And I'm very proud of the progress. And I think that triggers something in his head. Like, he gained confidence out of this that he might not have had we lost Game 7 against the Magic. So I'm thrilled this happened. I think he is a player, 22-year-old player, like Ross says. He's going to get better. But it's not just about your talent. It's about the confidence. About you got to believe. You got to believe you're the best player on the court sometimes. And I think he got a lot of confidence. I'm excited to see that transition.
Hey, we played the full first round and got out of it. I mean, it's easy to forget that, but that's something. I mean, that's a stepping stone.
For sure. And the experience I think they took away from all this, and JB seems like a great guy. Altman, fine, whatever happens with those two. But if we do bring new people in, hopefully they could take this talent and make it a little bit better. I'm excited for that. So this isn't doom and gloom. I agree with Ed. Let's go.
I loved your believe message. I just got one question for you, Andy, and you don't have to answer it, but do you believe you're the best one here tonight?
No, but I will tell you one. This is a weird thing.
Yeah.
One thing that I told myself at the poker tables is, like, I used to think, okay, these guys are so much better than me. I can't play against them. And when you believe that, you literally can't. You make the wrong moves so often. One little change, and I literally look around, I look at all their fucking faces, and I go, I'm better than every one of these fucking guys. And when I feel that, I know where I'm at. Every time I know, okay, I got to fold this hand, I got to raise here, it's so crazy how much confidence affects something silly like poker. So I can only imagine what it does on the court.
Ed, is that how you feel when you post your dancing videos?
Yes.
You seem very confident.
Yes, and actually,
regardless of what the X community thinks.
Oh, I know what they think, and it's not going to stop me, so it doesn't matter.
You know what? I got to tell you, man. There's a guy that's on X that is sent me a message. He's from Cuyahoga Falls. He's a college baseball coach, and he's seen videos of my son. And Dawson's like going to a transition period where he's going from just reg and league ball to travel ball, where everybody's as good as him. You know what I mean? All 9 of them. And it's an adjustment. And he's kind of taking interest and giving some pointers. And the one thing he said is, you step in that batter's box and you're the fucking man. You're the fucking man. It's you against a pitcher, and I'm going to beat you. And if you don't have that attitude, you will not get a base hit. You will not get if you're worried this guy throws too fast, or you got to walk into that batter's box and I'm the fucking man. And it's with anything,
This is why I think Josh Naylor is my favorite player that plays for Cleveland right now, because
Josh Naylor is the epitome of that.
Every time that's what's on his face that I love it. I love it.
Andy, I think Roger got it confused. I think that the tapes and stuff he's talking about, I think he actually saw me preparing to get on the dog chug, and there were some things where I was going, I'm the fucking man. I'm the fucking man. So yeah, Roger.
I did. Yeah. I seen you in the men's room before the show.
Is that what it was?
It only works that if you are actually
the dog chug bathroom.
It has to come from actual confidence, can't be from fake confidence. That's your problem. Anyway, we're gonna move on to statement number 4, and I threw a curveball. It's a new one that I wrote, so sorry if you're reading the doc. But if the Cavs hadn't traded for Donovan Mitchell, we'd be better off today than we currently are. And Ed, we're gonna start with you.
I'm sipping on that because it's kind of good in a way. Here's why. Yeah, it's easy to say that if we didn't get them, that maybe Garland and Mobley and Allen maybe mature and become more of a finesse team, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of work the ball around better, because I think that's kind of how they were going. But I think Mitchell instilled a dog in them. I think that now maybe when Garland gets his head right and gets fixed mentally, and same with Mobley, that they'll see that the year spent with Donovan Mitchell, you got to have that killer attitude, and you know, and the assets that we'll get with, you know, Mitchell maybe not be as much as what maybe people think or what it could be. It'll still be more than what they would have had if they would have kept, I don't know, Lauri Markkanen, and then I don't know, whatever. So I think the experience with Mitchell and seeing what they got to do and the assets that we'll get from him. So that's why I'm sipping, because it's both ways. But this, like I said, this Cavs team is looking good either way.
All right, Roger.
I'm spitting, and I'm going to tell you why. Because all Donovan Mitchell was a better Rubio, because Rubio came here and he was the veteran that carried them and helped them. Listen.
Oh, boy.
Rubio's first year was the veteran guard that carried them, and he ran the offense, and he showed them how to play the game, and they learned. And Donovan Mitchell is just an upgrade. And while this core of young players learned how to play basketball and play together, and that's all he was. It didn't hinder them. I think it helped in their growth. And I think they're going to be they're fine. I think they wouldn't be better off today. I think they'd be worse off than where they are today. Because look at where they went into the playoffs, man. They took Boston, who was, you know, one of the teams that was supposed to win it all, you know. And they took them 5 games with you know, a hobbled roster. So you know, I don't think this season's a failure. I don't view it as that. So I think if you view the season as a failure, then you'd have to be chugging on this, you know.
All right, so Nick Carnes and Roger were jerking off to Ricky Rubio.
That's right. That's right. We are. Your gut, see?
Yeah, it's such a hard question to answer, not knowing if Mitchell's going to be, you know, sign a big extension or what we can trade him for. But look, the Cavs had the most amazing core of talent, young core of talent, and then they shoved their chips all in, and I think they did it a little too early. And I don't think, you know, obviously Garland and Mitchell have not worked out very well together. They gave Garland a max contract, which prevents them from giving assets to other players, and the two just do not seem to work out. So from a GM perspective, I do go back. I love the move initially. I think we all love the move initially, but I do go back and wonder what it would be like if, you know, we hadn't made that move. And I do believe, I think we'd be better off right now, assuming Mitchell leaves. So I am going to better off today. I'm going to chug. If we have it, I think we'd be better.
All right. Well, this is a really tricky one, because the Mitchell dilemma is, I just straight up just don't think he'll ever win a championship with the way he plays. It doesn't mean he's not good. He's amazing. You can't deny it. There's games he single-handedly wins. That's why it's so hard to say this. But, like, he makes it so obvious when he's not going to pass the damn ball. Like, you can just be like, when there's 15 seconds left on the shot clock and he's been dribbling it for 10 seconds, the other team knows, oh, I don't even got to defend the other guys. It's just like, he's going to do his thing. There have been games where, you know, he can get a triple-double and stuff like that, but, like, he's not going to get triple-doubles all the time. He's not that kind of guy. But if I were to go back, like, we don't trade him, so then we keep marketing. We have more depth. Darius Garland's the focal point for bringing up the ball. You know, he's probably passing a little bit more. I don't know what it means for Mobley. I think Mobley's development's the same either way, quite honestly. Still playing great defense and doing that. But if I were going backwards, and this isn't like a hardcore take, but I'd probably just wouldn't have done it. I think those picks we traded are overrated anyway, but that's the good part of the deal. That's kind of hard to say, well, should we have kept them or not? Because I would hope those picks wouldn't mean shit. What are they, like 20, 27, and 28? Like, they better not mean anything, even with our current roster without Mitchell. So, I don't know. It's a really tough question. I know Andy doesn't like sipping, so I didn't want to go there. So I went with the chug because we said it a few times already. Garland and Mobley are the core of the young core. Regardless of what happens, I think that's going to still allow us to be in the playoffs every year.
All right. Love it.
I'd like
Okay.
to change my answer, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I'd like to change my answer to what Ross said.
You kind of did. You said you didn't want him. You said you would have rather had Rubio, the old man. You're sticking up for the old man.
Right. I'd like to change my answer, please.
Is that the wine changing the answer, or is that you, Roger, changing the
It's
answer?
probably the wine.
Okay.
Probably the wine. And the wine knows better.
All right. Well, this has been a fantastic episode of the Dog Show. We had
Great
not
episode.
one person comment on our posts. I don't think we've ever had that before.
Too many Browns podcasts doing schedule shows.
Yeah.
We picked up.
Yeah,
People
man.
actually wanted to have a show on a Wednesday for once.
Yeah. Ross, thank God you finally came on and did the Dog Jug. We
know.
love you on the Dog
Yeah.
Jug.
Yeah.
You should come on and do this permanently. You're so good on the show. So please come back whenever you can.
Wow.
Roger.
Thanks for everybody that didn't watch tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, people watched, they just didn't comment.
Oh.
We had
Well, I can't
277 unique people tuning in to
Yeah.
today's
Well,
show.
when you bring all the unique perspectives and say everything, Andy, like we do, it's hard to comment because we incorporate everything that they could possibly say.
Right.
And
Right.
Andy's Twitter account had
Yeah.
the most views out of all our streaming platforms.
Nice. Yeah, all the poker players that are like, who the fuck is this guy? Ed, I mean, thank you for coming on and being the focus of
Megan,
you really
Right.
keep us locked in. You have great takes. You didn't really rant much today. Oh, there we got a comment.
there's
I'm trying to
Oh,
watch
my guy.
and a reality podcast at the same time. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike loves reality TV way more than the Dog Chuck. I'm surprised he's even watching.
Oh.
But
Shout out to my daughter real quick because I pierced her ears tonight and I probably shouldn't do
Whoa.
things like that.
I did hear a rumor that Mike's only watching so that he knows when to get off the dog jug so that you won't catch him in the act of, banging your wife.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
oh.
So
If the dog chug is on, I'll just keep rewatching it. So he's got plenty of time, Mike. Yeah.
okay, all right. Well, anyway, with that, anyone else have anything left to say? I mean, big week.
Yeah.
All
No, just
Cleveland sports.
thanks for having me on, guys. This has been a great show. Even with that here, it's still pretty solid. I mean,
Same old jokes, Ross. Same old jokes.
it's not the same jokes. This is the first time I've been on the show. I don't know what you're talking about.
It must be on X. But yes.
Hey, I like a lot of your posts, so you take that back.
Yeah,
sweetheart.
thank you.
Ross, do you have any socks to promote? I know you sell socks.
You know, I got that Etsy store, Ross the Sock Boss. You can go check it out. It's the off season. I don't really pimp out socks and giveaways and whore myself out, but
You should
Okay.
because whoever gave you
You
that
need to-
name, Sock Boss, is
Eh,
the best.
All you
pretty
got to
good. I
do
should
is
probably give
get
that guy
Nick
some
Carter.
commission.
Yeah, I want that sock money.
By the way,
You're
Mike is apparently getting it on for round 2 with Kelly.
Good for him.
hey Ross, you should sponsor Barking Browns with them socks.
I know I should. Maybe Nick Carnes will retweet me or something.
He sell you some socks, baby.
All right. well,
Gently used.
this has been a lot of fun. I hope that the Browns can be more successful than I was at the poker tables. And I hope the Guardians can be as successful as I was at the poker tables.
Hey, third place isn't first loser. Congratulations, Andy.
All right. Well,
Look,
with
we got some good baseball coming up with the Guardians, man.
that,
They're gonna hit the ball. They're gonna play some teams. They're gonna win some games and lose.
baseball is
Some
hard.
Right. And if I have them, they're going to lose a couple.
Hey,
Don't lose your mind.
do you
They're
want
going to
to
lose a few or
preview
70.
the next series?
I'm sorry?
Who are the Guardians playing next? Preview the series. Let's go. Give you a chance to
I don't know.
show.
I mean, look, I've been drinking, Andy. They're playing the Twins. We got the Twins. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Twins. Twins are coming to town. 3-game series. So, man, we got to beat the Twins.
City Connect uniforms out there. They will be wearing their City Connect uniforms.
All right.
All
Well, with
right.
that, Drink if you got them. Go Browns. Go Cavs. Go Guardians.
Guards.